Hello to all my Griffin artists. I hope that this video finds you having a good day. Our year is really winding down, and part of me is sad because I miss seeing all of you. And we just missed a lot this year by not being able to be together. And I hope that you've been able to see some of the videos and you've been able to create a little bit while you're home. I'm already very excited for next year and some projects that I think you're really gonna like. I'm also partly excited for all of you because I know summer is and can be a very happy time, and you will be done with your schoolwork and you'll hopefully be able to have some really nice relaxing time that you've earned. And of course, creating and drawing and looking at the world in an artistic way never really ends. And I think especially in summertime when we have less pressure on us, it's even just a great time to create. So one of the things I wanted to do before the end of the year, and one of the videos I wanted to do for you, was to remind you about the concept that we learned about this year in some of the classes called atmospheric perspective. And that's just a fancy word for when you look at a picture, you look at a drawing or a painting or a piece of art, you're understanding where that subject exists in its space. So I think you probably remember me talking about here, near, and far. What is here, what is near, and what is far? And how do you draw those things on a piece of paper that conveys that this is something that's near, this is here, this is something that's near, and this is something that's far? One of those things that we talked about was things that are near are larger than things that are far. The same way that you're on an airplane and houses, as you go farther and farther up in the air, get smaller and smaller and smaller. And you know full well that those houses are not small, but they are from your perspective when you're up in the plane. Perspective is how you see things from where you are. So this picture shows you just a drawing of a house. And excuse me, I got a little water on it before the video started. But this picture is of a house. And it looks like it's probably up on a hill, not quite sure. And there's a lot of background that is just blue sky. Well, that's fine, but you can see the difference between this house and this house. In this picture, we have a foreground, which is the grass. We have a horizon line, which is where the grass starts to meet that mountain and then the sky. This is the midground, and this is the background. The concept of here, near, and far shows you that these purple flowers appear much larger when you're standing right here in this picture, which is where the observer is. But as it moves back, those flowers get smaller and smaller. Not because they are small, but because from where you're standing, they're going to look small the further away they are. This house now sits in a picture, and we know where it is sort of in space, which means just the space in which we're looking. And I know we talked a lot about horizon lines in art. So why don't I just show you exactly what I mean, and you can follow along, do a drawing at home that shows this concept of space. So one of the elements of art is space, and that is very similar to atmospheric perspective. It's basically the same thing. Drawing a foreground, a midground, and a background of a landscape. So this is what you would call a landscape picture. And we did some of these in art. Some classes did. So we're going to start. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the line which is going to represent the land in which our house is sitting. And now we're going to draw the house. And I really have to go over with you in another video how you draw an object with dimension. But how we're going to draw this house to make it look like it has that dimension is we're doing sort of a square with a point at the top for the roof. Then I'm going to go in and draw a square for the front. I'm going to bring that roof line over and then down at a diagonal. Okay. And a door. And we're going to do a window on the side. Sorry, I'm sort of drawing from an angle here so I can try to get the best video for you. Let's just make some trees. And really the purpose of this picture is just to show the concept that I'm talking about, which is space. So it doesn't have to necessarily be perfect, but I'm going to now draw the road that's leading up to this house. And of course, if you're standing on the road, which is where the observer is, that road is going to seem wide. You're going to be standing, you're just one small part of this wide road, but as it goes back further and further and further, the road actually gets smaller and smaller. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my curved line over here, and I'm going to make the other part of this wider at the bottom of my paper, but as I move my line up to the midground of my picture, I'm going to have it get closer and closer to this other line. So the width will get smaller and smaller till it gets to the midground. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. So what that's doing is it's sort of tricking the eye to show that that road is going back. Okay, now we're going to do our horizon line. And that horizon line is going to go right in the back of this house. And then in the background, I'm going to have some mountains. So now we know that this house is near the mountains. If you drive out River Road, sort of near Poolesville, you could see an image just like this with the mountains in the background, or up Mount Airy. You can see Sugarloaf Mountain in the background. I always love that. Okay, and then in our very most background, our sky. So you can see from this, and I'm going to go through now with a Sharpie to go over my line so you can really see how I did this and what I mean by creating space in your picture. And once you go through with your Sharpie, you can, or your marker or whatever it is, you can go through and erase those pencil lines. Now I'm doing my mountains. I just did my horizon line. I'm going to do my mountain region there. Maybe I'll do another mountain here. There we go. I'm going to go back and do my house. And I'll do another video going over how you make an object have depth and dimension in it. We're going to be doing I'll be doing another video like that very soon. So here we are with our trees. You can do as many trees as you want. And our sky, you could do a sun, however you want to do that. And again, you could add the flowers and all of your color. So again, this video was just to show you the concept of space in a drawing and how we can create space in the things that we draw. So you're talking about the difference between something like this to something like this. Here, near, far, foreground, midground, background. All right, Griffins, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I miss you.